What's up, guys? So today I am sitting in the 99 Grand Prix, and first of all, just to get this out of the way, my hair is gone. In case I'm sure some of you observant people are going to notice that even around the hat. My hair is gone. New thing. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, today what we're doing, we're just going to take a drive in the 99. We're going to talk about some things. We're going to make some sounds. It's raining outside, so I'm not going to be able to do any amazing pulls, but we'll run it through the gears a few times and see what it does. And we'll just kind of talk about things I'm working on with this car and where it's at and how it feels, how I like it since we switched it up to a E85 and everything else. So let's start it up and let's see what happens. All right, so as you can see, the tune has gone pretty well. We're pretty much done. It starts right up every time like that. I haven't really had any problems with it starting, even when it's cold. So everything's good there. Got about a half a tank of E85 in this right now. So we're gonna go ahead and head out to the road and we'll make a little bit of noise. One thing that you will probably notice with E85, or at least I've noticed with E85, is it seems like, and probably because you're going to be able to run so much more timing, that you do pick up some bottom end. Like as far as like part throttle power and torque goes, it to me definitely feels better than what it felt running 93. So that's just one of the first things I noticed on this drive is the bottom end feels good. Just regular coasting around is good. Drivability is every bit as good as it was on 93. I don't notice any differences when it comes to just average driving around, not trying to be fast or anything like that. No hiccups, no weirdness. It just runs like you would expect a car to run. I don't notice anything different with the E85 there at all. We're gonna let it warm up just a little bit more here, and then we'll do a couple pulls. I'm headed out to some desolate areas that we can open it up a little bit and see what it sounds like and how it feels. Now, once again, it's raining pretty decently right now. The roads are kind of wet, so I'm not going to be able to give it everything it's got because I don't have the traction for that. But let's open it up for a minute and I will just let you hear what it sounds like right here. And that's the biggest thing that I noticed with E85. Is it definitely pulls harder. I mean, it feels like it has more power across the board with E85 than it had with 93. And also, I haven't really looked that into the data logs or anything yet, but as far as I know, I'm not experiencing any KR at all. And I hope you guys can hear me. I'm using like a shotgun mic instead of a lavalier mic, which is probably what I should have used, but I was just being lazy. I'm hoping this mic works out okay. Let me know if you can hear me decently. If not, maybe next time I do a video like this, I will try a different mic. But I also thought this way would allow you guys to be able to hear me talking and hear the car better at the same time, since, I mean, I'm sure plenty of you that just want to hear the car. I'm also getting used to the coilovers again. Still not a big fan of BC Racing coilovers, but where I've got them adjusted to right now and having driven on them for a few days, they're at least tolerable. And the car does handle pretty good as long as you stay away from bumps. It doesn't take bumps worth anything. And like I said in previous videos, that really I blame on bad coilover dampening, because it wants to bounce off of a bump like a basketball. I mean, it really almost wants to leave the road if you come over a pretty decent sized bump, and that's kind of ridiculous. But it's not too bad. It's not unlivable on most roads. Definitely though, if you have bad roads, I would not recommend BC Racing coilovers, because you will hate them and you probably will stop driving your car because of them. Now, another thing I really like about this car is the brakes. I do have GXP brakes all the way around on this car, and they are decent. We're about to stop right here. The pedal is pretty normal. It feels about as good as the stock brakes as far as pedal travel and stuff like that goes, but it stops really well, and it can take a lot of abuse before any signs of them getting too hot. So, especially since I got part of this GXP upgrade from a junkyard, it was totally worth it for me, because I don't have that much money invested. But I still think for this generation car, the GXP brake upgrade is one of the best ones you can do. And I have the factory 07 GT wheels on this car right now, and they fit fine with no rubbing, no problems at all. So you can run factory 17s with GXP brakes and still be okay all the way around. One minor complaint that you can probably tell isn't a very big deal. The car is a little loud. I am still running the SD headers with the 3-inch downpipe, no converter, and full ZZP 3-inch stainless steel exhaust. And I do like the way it sounds. I think it's a good, I mean, 3800s don't sound amazing compared to some cars. I know the equalizer cars do, but I've done a video on why I haven't messed with the equalizer downpipe. But as far as if you're running the factory setup, they're never going to sound amazing. But I think this setup sounds pretty good, and it's not bad at idle. Like, you can talk over it and stuff just fine. It is kind of drony on the highway though, and you can probably hear right now. I'll open it up a little bit. The exhaust is, I mean, it's pretty loud. You can hear it inside the car pretty well. Not a big deal. I don't know that I'm going to keep the SD headers forever. I don't think they'll last forever, honestly. So we'll try some other setups and some other sounds later when I get to the point where I can do that. But that's kind of where that lays right now. The next thing that we're going to have to do actually with this car is probably going to be seats. This driver's seat is coming apart pretty badly, and the passenger seat's pretty much perfect. It's a little sun-dried and shrank, but it's not bad. But I don't know, I wouldn't mind upgrading to maybe the newer seats, or I wouldn't even be opposed to possibly putting race seats in the car at some point. But I haven't really decided what I want to do about that yet. But that's possibilities. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you think I should do about seats, because that's definitely going to be in a future video. And the other thing is, I have to find a passenger side door molding, lower door molding for a coupe. Preferably a red one, but I need to find one, because the one that was on this door not only came off, but it shattered. So I can't put it back, it's destroyed. And I think finding one for a coupe is probably going to be hard, because there are a lot more 4-doors out there than there are coupes. So if anyone has one, or has a good source for one, especially if it's red, so I don't have to paint it, just please drop me down a note down in the comments and let me know, because that is something I would be interested in purchasing in the near future. Another thing, headlights. The headlights that I have on here, which I did a video review of, and you can go back and check that out on my channel too. They look really cool from outside, but the visibility with these headlights is not good. And I've seen on other cars that there's another set of projector one-piece headlights by a different company that look like they work better. So another thing we're going to be looking at in the future is swapping out these headlights, because I want to get back to something that I can see well with. I don't drive this car a lot at night anyway, but when I go to drag race nights, I'm out at night, and it would be nice to be able to see. So that's another thing we're going to be working on. I've got some paint correction that I've got to work on. I need to do a heavy cleanup of this car. It's been sitting for so long that it's just filthy. I mean, it's just covered in dust and dirt on the outside, and the inside's really dusty and like has cobwebs in it and stuff. And it's just because I don't drive this car very much anymore. So it needs like a full detailing. And I also, I had a couple companies send me some polishing products that I would like to check out. I haven't had time to look at yet. And if you guys think that would be interesting for the channel, I can do reviews of those also, or even a comparison, and put that on the channel too. So if you want to see that, let me know down in the comments about that also. Car is pretty much up to operating temperature right now. One thing that I love about this car, it does have the extra thick ZZP all aluminum radiator, as well as their radiator hoses and 180 degree thermostat. And this car never gets above 180 degrees ever for any reason. It's tuned with the fan set lower too, also, you know, obviously, but you know, with the 07, sometimes even with all of its cooling system upgrades, if it's hot out, if I'm sitting too much, it can creep up above what it's supposed to. This car never does that. It has always been consistently a cool running car. And I don't know if maybe that, you know, is associated with the engine, but the engine itself also runs just phenomenally well. I have had practically no serious issues with this car since I bought it, and I bought it years ago, and it has 232,000 miles on it now. And I mean, it starts and runs perfectly, even with all the mods that it has, all the time. Like every time I need it, I jump in it and go, and it works. This is by far the most reliable Grand Prix. We got a little wheel spin there. The most reliable Grand Prix that I have owned. So part of the reason why we keep this one around. It's just one of the good ones. I guess it was built on a good day at the factory or something. I don't know. Other future plans. Still planning on going to the drag strip again and seeing what I can do. I am planning on getting back to the dyno. The dyno I don't know when I'm going to do, because it's not as big a priority, but it is something I want to do. The drag strip I'm going back to pretty soon, but one thing I am a little bit concerned about is tires, because the tires that are on this are the old tires off the 07, and they're okay, like they have tread left, but they're not a traction oriented tire at all. They are very much an economy tire that's meant to get a lot of mileage, so they're kind of hard and they're not very sticky. So I also don't think I'm going to keep these 17s on here forever. So there is a plan here where I am eventually going to get some more wheels and some tires for this. If you have any good suggestions for reasonably priced wheels and tires for this car, especially tires that would be good performing sticky tires, drop those in the comments too, because that's another thing I'm looking for. And then we'll see where that goes. But that's pretty much it. I am about to head back to the house now. We've made it all the way up to operating temperature. We've cleaned the brakes off. We've given the car a chance to stretch its legs. So I think I'm gonna do one more good pull in a minute, and then I will probably let you guys go for this one, and we will talk again in the next video. Let me just find a good spot here. Man, this car gets squirrely super easy in the rain. It has got a lot more power than it has grip right now, and that is very obvious. So if you hear kind of some weirdness, it was probably traction. And I did leave traction control on just because when I was testing it the other day and it was damp with traction control off, it was like mostly wheel spin, and I didn't think that would be good for the video. So it is kind of cutting me back at lower RPMs to keep the wheels from spinning. But anyway, that was this video. I know there wasn't a whole lot to it. It's just me taking the car out, stretching its legs, and talking about what we're gonna do. But I just wanted to show you guys that the 99 is still alive and well, and that I'm still driving it, and that we have plans, and it's gonna make a return to the channel pretty soon, in a more regular way, I think. So if you like this video, drop me a like on the video. That helps the channel grow. It helps the videos get out to more people. Drop me a comment on any of the subjects I've brought up in this video, and make sure you're subscribed if you're not, because that really helps the channel, and it's free. So if you like watching the videos, why not? And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and peace.